I wouldn't be the entertainer that I am today, Mike, if I didn't watch a lot of television as a child.
I was a feral child raised by televisions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of my information about American history is from, like, the Brady Bunch.
The latest stuff is don't let the kids watch TV before they're 2, because it actually really does affect their attention span.
But it is the world's best babysitter, which
God.
is how I got hooked.
It was a babysitter for the most part.
Yeah, for me too.
And I would end up watching whatever was the least boring. And it was like, bump, 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 I guess I'll watch this.
Right, yeah.
And
You only
I'll
had
watch
7
that.
choices. Whatever.
But I was going to watch something.
Yeah, they'd hand me like a half-pound bag of M&Ms and stick me in front of the TV. So I had the sugar delivery and the zombie thing going on. You know, I would wake up and turn on Johnny Carson when I was 5 years old in my room. And then, but on the one hand, that absolutely led to what I ended up doing.
So thanks.
How much screen time is too much for a kid?
When your child is sitting watching TV all the time, you don't know, oh, he's going to be a TV star.
No.
Right?
It's against the odds.
Right, it's against the odds, of course. So you then intrude and fight for a balanced life.
Right.
Part of my dad game that needs to improve is being stricter with screen time.
Oh,
The
yeah.
problem is that I love Yo Gabba Gabba.
So it's for you, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I love television and movies, and I can't wait to watch a lot of it with my child. And I get in what I can now. Like, I guess I'm more bummed than he is when we have to stop.
What I worry about, you don't want to make it, let's like with food, you don't want to make cupcakes so taboo that the second they get one,
when they go to college, they're
over
going to
it.
gain 70 pounds.
Yeah. So did you do like just set hours for it? And...
Well, I mean, yeah, there were times when we got very specific with it because that was the only way to set those boundaries. Because if we were just kind of feeling it as we went, then justifiably they'd be like, wait a minute, you know, yesterday it wasn't a problem, you know, why is it a problem today?
Especially with older kids, it is the big lever.
Right.
You know, if the homework doesn't get done, we're cutting your screen time by 30 minutes.
So you do that?
Oh, yeah.
Good behavior, doing his like chores, picking up and stuff like that, putting his dishes away, doing his homework.
Do you have to lay that out for him and say, so here's how it's going to go?
Yeah, it's an earned, it's a privilege.
Right.
It's not a right.
Giving them a healthy sense of what screen time means, I think, is important because we want them to be in nature. We want them to be going out having fun on the soccer field or whatever that looks like for the child.
Twice a week he gets to watch TV. That's the other great thing about today, I'll say, is you can avoid commercials. You can pick, these are the 7 shows I like for him.
That's great.
You know what I mean? And he can choose which one he wants.
Yes. In our house, it's 1 hour. The American Academy of Pediatrics says, you know, 2 hours should really be about the max.
Do you do a lot of TV with them?
We do.
With her?
Sometimes. Yeah. Is her brain going to be like malfunctioning?
Well, supposedly depending on what they watch too, but too much of it will make them more likely to have ADD.
Great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I'm working my way up to ADD, so. We just watch wrestling, so it's okay.
Oh, that's fine then.
You want to be involved. That's my biggest advice because, you know, you just don't want to say, okay, go ahead, and then they're off in some land that's not so good.
You got a little off balance, but
Because I was one of those, they'll never have a TV in their bedroom. And now they, you know, the school gives my daughter a laptop. That's a TV in your bedroom.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's a portable TV where you can watch anything at any time.
It is now.
And so it's hard. So I do a lot of, how about a screen break? Or even when we're watching something together, I'm like, how about we all look at the same screen? Can we all can this be a family thing and just look at the one big one, put that away, this away, this will be family time.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Hi, Hal. What are you doing? Talking on...
Screens are tough.
Yeah.
You can now take my phone and figure out my thing, and he calls people.
He calls people?
I have to dive on it like it's a grenade.
That one I've heard them, you know, scrolling to what app they want.
Yeah.
But he actually phones people.
Yeah. It's like, hi, Steven Soderbergh. I am so sorry. My kid called you.
It was one of those, it's too quiet in the house type moments for everything to be okay.
Yeah.
and we look at each other, and we're like, where's Xander? And I'm like, I'll go find him. And as I turn the corner, there he is, climbing up onto our bed, grabbing the iPad, swiping it, looking for the app he wanted, and picking it out. And he was 2 years and like 2 months old.
They're like out of the womb when they're already like fucking clicking away.
Yeah,
and then I think, I wonder if that's good. Maybe they're getting a head start in the digital, you know.
Well, the thing is, that's the other thing, is once they start, I mean, the biggest
Oh, it's crack.
Oh my,
It's
it
fucking
literally
crack.
is.
Yeah.
The biggest meltdowns he's ever had is over, well, now video is going to stop.
It's like as if they gave you a little drug. Well, we'll give him a little drug, and that'll keep him quiet for a while. Oh, what do you mean he's a drug addict now?
It's like cigarettes in prison, you know? I mean, it's so addictive.
I used to read more than I do. So, I mean,
Well, yeah.
all of this is, you know, reflected
Totally.
in my own behavior.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've got a problem.
I used to go, you're doing this, and you got this, and you got this, and they would, that's the other one they would throw back at me. Enough of this, and this, and this, right, Dad? And this. Enough of this, and this, and this.
He can't get his leg through for some reason. He's breakdancing. What's that? Hey, can you move him away from those toys?
I do an exercise in class. Maybe we should do this. It's actually kind of fun.
Okay.
Okay, so you and I are sitting here having a conversation, and you're telling me how it is to live in New York, and go ahead, tell me a little how it is.
How it is to live in New York?
Just tell me.
It's amazing, just the food itself.
Wait, hold on. I'm so sorry. Hold on 1 second.
Right, sure.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Okay, sorry. Start again.
Right. The food is amazing in New York, and what's available to you just right up.
Buzz.
Well, look, we all know this from.
Okay, but tell me how you feel.
I felt just, you know, blown off.
Imagine your childhood, most of your childhood, with your parents having done this all the time.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
How can you tell them get off that thing when you're like this the
When
whole
you're doing it.
Yeah.
But mine is important.
Well, yeah. But the
And they
thing
would
is,
say
but it
theirs is important.
Exactly, to them it is.
Of course.
Change starts with awareness. How often are you as a family plugged in? That's the first key. Second of all is you as a family, and every family, I strongly recommend you figure out where sacred unplugged times are and stick to them. The dinner hour, obviously. Many families aren't.
Yeah.
Dad's still on the BlackBerry.
I am
the
bad with
phones
that.
can be careful. I did a Dateline special and we interviewed 3-, 4-, and 5-year-olds. What are you concerned most about? And they said, when my dad's on the BlackBerry. Why? Because it makes me feel like he doesn't care about me.
One of the things I feel very strongly about, since we're all so addicted to our technology, is that we put in what I call no tech times into our day. And I'm not asking for a lot. Everyone's like, no tech times? I can't do that. But think about it for a minute. What is the goal of having a family? To sometimes, like for 10 minutes here and there, actually be present.
My favorite thing was...
My favorite thing was...
This is new.
This is new. All right, I'll tell you what. You can be copy guy for 2 minutes, then we're going to stop it.
Okay.
So do it.
I'll tell you what. We can have Tommy Brother, guys.
There's some sort of nationwide Shabbos. Sabbath, Friday night, put your cell phones away. You know, obviously if you're religious, you don't use electricity,
Right.
don't use any of that. But they were encouraging people who are less observant to do that. Our kids were like, oh, like on 9 levels, this is the worst thing you've ever done. And we put the phones away in their little sleeping bags, and best day of our lives. It was fantastic. We had a great dinner together. The next day, Alyssa got out colored pencils. And my son's, I haven't seen him draw in about 4 years.
Yeah.
And he literally goes, I can draw.
Wow.
I know. And my heart went and just fell apart. Like, what have I done? What have I done?
My wife will be in bed. I'm in bed. We have either our computers or the phone, and I'll send her something from here to here.
Yeah.
Rather than talk, hey, have you seen this? I could actually go, hey, have you seen this? No, it's easier for her to see it on her
own
thing.
screen, I know.
You know, before you get married, you gotta ask yourself, is this the girl I wanna watch stare at her phone the rest of my life?
Our big one that we've always disagreed on is food.
Okay.
Because that's a tough one,
Yeah.
getting them to eat everything.
One of the biggest arguments we've ever had in our lives, circumcised or not.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And I was like, yes. Because, you know, like father, like son.
Did you ever disagree with Monica about
Yes.
how to handle a situation, how
Yes.
to raise them?
Yes.
What do you do with that?
You
do
keep quiet if you want to continue.